Everyone. Am I clearly audible and visible to all the students who are in the class? Yeah. Very good evening, Sashank. Very good evening, everyone. Welcome to all aboard. My name is Varsha Dhiman, and here in this particular session, we are going to discuss about the current affair events that happened in the last week of June 2025, right? So there are so many important things that happened in agriculture and rural development. Okay, so we have to discuss about each and everything in this particular session. Please let me know that my voice is clearly audible and I'm clearly visible to everyone who are there so that we can start our discussion about today's very important session. Yeah. Is everything fine? The voice is okay to everyone? So let's start our discussion. Let's continue further. If you feel like that the voice is cracking or you're not getting enough voice, please let me know in the comment box so that I'll do the requisite changes if it is possible for me to do. Okay, and that's how we'll continue our further discussions. Okay, so here we go. Just let me check. Yeah, everything is fine from my side. So, as always, I say, like before proceeding forward, aspirant, this is information related to the application of Olive Board. Go and register yourself on the application of Olive Board. From there, you will get the PDF of YouTube classes, and there are so many important resources available for your better preparations on the application of Olive Board. Take the access of all and start your preparations with us. Okay. So here we go. So first important news that happened on 22nd of June 2025. What happened? So Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan, he reviews. Okay, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who is he? I think now you guys are aware about him. Like he is a Union Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Union Minister for Agriculture, Minister for Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. Okay, Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. He reviews ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering. Where is the Central Institute of Agricultural Engineering located? So it is in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Please mention the name of important institutions in your notes because I always mention that in your exam you might have the questions related to institutions which are in news. Okay. So he reviewed the ICAR CIAE in Bhopal. What is the reason for reviewing the institution? Because there is some tools, okay, some tools which are farmer centric. Because what we are working upon, we are working on making our agriculture practices more mechanized. Okay, we are working on a submission for farm mechanization. So in this regard, he reviewed the institution, right? So the need for accelerated development of farmers friendly, because there is a need that all the technologies that we are having with us should be farmers friendly, majorly the small and marginal farmers friendly, so that they can access them, they can use their technologies in their agriculture field, and they can take the benefit of the technologies, and that's how they can improve their farm operations as well as the productivity they are getting from their farmlands. Okay, so the need for this reviewing meeting is for accelerated development of farmers friendly technologies and bringing developed technologies to farmers, especially for small holders, small landholders farmer. Okay, and with that, like what he did, he reviewed the work, like how the institution, the Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering is working in the past few years. What are the important technologies they are dealing in? And he also highlighted the need to identify the need of various regions of the country through the network of all India coordinated research projects of the institute and plan for mechanization. Okay, he emphasized that, see, we have a mission that is sub-mission for farm mechanization. There is a need to work upon this mission a lot so that in the next 10 years, we will have a giant leap in this direction. Because what we are working upon, see, recently we have the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Abhiyan that started from 22nd of May, and ended on, sorry, that started from 29th of May and ended on 12th of June 2025. Like it was started before the onset of Kharif season to make the farmers aware about the technologies, to make the farmers aware about the scientific mean that they can adopt in their agriculture field, right? So, yeah, with this thought, he come up with a new project or discuss the agendas with discuss the agendas with the scientists there. He stressed the need to develop small engine operated or machinery operated by alternative sources of energy. Like, say, initially, we have the different sources of power that we can use in our field. Like, we have the human power, we have the animal power, we have the mechanical power, electric power, and the renewable sources of energy. Okay, all the farmers cannot afford all the technologies. So he emphasized that please work on developing the implements or the machines that is affordable by the small and the marginal farmers also. And as we are observing the global warming, the greenhouse emissions, and other such issues, like if we talk about the mechanical power operated machines, they will use the fuel like diesel or petrol, and we are having a scarcity of these resources. So we should work upon the tools that will have alternated sources of energies and promote apart from sensor based system to have inclusive development of all sections of farmers. Like whatever the technologies we are bringing up, that should not be limited to a upper section of the farmers only. That should be for all sections of farmers. Okay, so that was also discussed. Okay, he desired to organize farmers. So in like there are so many different locations where the farmers fair held, which are organized by ICAR, where the farmers are like provided with the basic inputs at reasonable prices, so that all the small and the marginal farmers can also afford the basic inputs and they can use their basic inputs in their agriculture field, and that's how they will continue. Okay, so he emphasized that okay, most of the areas are having this farmers fair, but like there's a need to organize it at different locations also, and there's a need to have brainstorming sessions with all the stakeholders so that we can plan for a roadmap, like what kind of technologies we have to do in the future so that all the farmers will get an access of these new technologies and the scientific mean of agricultural operations. Okay, emphasize the importance of food safety, soil health, and effective lab to land transfer of technology. So these were the major discussions. Apart from that, yeah, this is important. If you have a question like which particular institution is related with the manufacturing of tractor operated plastic mulch layer cum planter. So what will you write? You will write Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering. Where it is located? It is located in Bhopal. So what is it? Tractor operated plastic mulch layer cum planter. This is very important. This is very important, aspirant. Please highlight this in your notebook. The students who are there in the class, please give me a thumbs up that you guys are getting all the things that we are discussing here. Okay, so this is in news, that's why we are covering it here. So what is it? So it's a manual operation, like it's a manual tool. Okay, manual operations of raised bed forming. Sorry, it's a tractor operated tool. I'm really sorry. Let's talk about it. So manual operations of raised bed forming, drip lateral and plastic mulch laying, and planting seeds in the plastic mulch are drudgery prone, time consuming and laborious activity that requires about 29 man days per hectare. Okay, so what it means that if you are doing it manually, you are covering your farmland with the plastic mulch so that your topmost fertile layer of the soil will not get eroded with the running water, with the strong winds. You need to cover it with the plastic mulch. Okay, so that is a very drudgery process and laborious activity. So that's why there's a need to have a tractor operator. If we have a technology method with it, so that labor will be reduced and the time we are investing in this operation will be reduced. We can invest the time in any other activity, right? So a tractor operated plastic mulch layer cum planter has been developed to perform these operations simultaneously. Like with the help of this operation, plastic mulch layering and planting, both operations can be done simultaneously. this tractor's hydraulic system is used. So tractor will have a hydraulic system also, na? So that is used to operate eccentric sliders, crank mechanism with the help of hydraulic motor, which is 385 Newton meter, and chain and sprocket transmission system, whereas a vacuum is created in housing of the seed metering mechanism through aspirator blower operated by tractor power takeoff. Okay, so that's how this tool will work, which is operated by tractor. Okay, tractor is run on the fuel. Basically, the tractor is having the four-stroke engine, and basically the tractors are diesel operated device, or the what we call it as automobiles in our agriculture field. Okay. Now the eccentric slider crank mechanism, what it do? So what that eccentric slider crank mechanism do? It transmits the rotary motion. So the rotary motion of driving disc will be transmitted into vertical motion of slider crank through connecting rod. Okay. So rotary motion with the help of connecting rod will be transmitted to the crank. That will move like that, slider crank. Okay, and keeps a D profile at the end of punch planting mechanism, which opens in the soil, and that will open into the soil. The pneumatic seed metering plate and eccentric slider crank mechanism are synchronized in such a way that the seed picked by, so this pneumatic metering plate will take the seed from the seed metering plate and drop it into the planter jaw, which remains closed by holding seeds and opens and place seed after entering into the plastic mulch by means of slider crank mechanism. So that's how you will be capable of doing both the operations together. What the both operations? One is a plastic mulch covering and second is a planting operations. Okay. Now, the effective field capacity and the field efficiency, this is very important aspects. If you will have a question related to this in your exam and you will ask, ma'am, how we should study this, from where this was asked, see, this a question is asked from this portion. Because it is in news. This is a new agriculture implement which is important, and its field capacity is also mentioned, field efficiency is also mentioned. So where you are lagging, you are not taking the classes serious. That's why you are missing this thing. Okay. The effective field capacity of this planter, plastic mulch planter is 0.2 hectare per hour. Its field efficiency is 74% at forward speed of 1.7 kilometer per hour, and its operational width of 1 meter. And the total cost and the operational cost of equipment, total cost is rupees 3 lakh, and its operational cost is rupees 1500 per hour. And the payback period of equipment is 1.9 years, that is triple 4 hours, and the breakdown point is 70 hours per year. And the provision is given in the equipment to match row to row and plant to plant spacing from 0.4, 0.5 to 0.89 meter, and the plant to plant spacing of 0.2 to 0.8, 0.6 meter by mechanical means. Okay, so these things are taken care of. And what it can do, see, usually when you do this work manually, it will need 29 man days per hour. But if you are using this equipment, you can save 27 man days per hour, that is 89%, and rupees 6600 per hectare, that is 43% will be saved in cost of operation as compared to existing drip lateral cum blasting mulch laying machine. It's suitable for planting high. So which crop you can plant with the help of this equipment? You can plant the high value crops like your melons, cucumbers, sweet corn, baby corns, green pea, okra, beans, etc. Okay, so for now, this implement can be used for these crops. Okay, that's all about the news. Everything is clear in your mind related to this news? Now moving further, Ministry of Panchayat Raj. Okay, Ministry of Panchayat Raj partners with IIM Ahmedabad. That is Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad. So they started working on a project in a collaboration. And what's that project? To train panchayats in generating on source revenue. If there's a need to work at the grassroots level, if we are having the Panchayat Raj institutions, we had the specific decentralization of power. Now there's a need to train the Panchayat so that they will work on generating their own source revenue. training of trainers program launched in New Delhi. So on 23rd of June, there was a program launched. The name of the program is Training of Trainers Program. Okay. And the main agenda of this program is for the generation of own source revenue by Gram Panchayats. Okay. And who inaugurate this specific program? It was inaugurated by Shri Vivek Bhardwaj. Who is he? He is the Secretary of Ministry of Panchayat Raj. Okay, so this is a 3-day training program and it's organized by Ministry of Panchayat Raj under which specific abhiyan or mission this program was organized. So it was organized under the abhiyan Rashtriya Gram Swaraj Abhiyan. There is a need for governance, good governance at the grassroots level. See, recently we talk about Panchayat Advancement Index. We are working on making the system more transparent at the grassroots level. Okay, and it was organized in collaboration with IIM Ahmedabad with the larger objective of equipping panchayats to become financially self-sustaining and development ready institutions. Okay, so the main object is that panchayat should work in such a manner that they will be capable of generating their own source revenues. Okay, and that they will emerge out as a development ready institutions. Okay, so that was the aim here. Now moving further, let's talk about the another thing. So what was the highlight? What was the main points that Shri Vivek Bhardwaj, who is the Secretary of Ministry of Panchayat Raj, that during his speech or during his addressing, what are the main points he mentioned there? So he mentioned that the nation vision of building. So we are working on making our panchayats self-reliant. Okay, like we are working of making all the systems self-reliant, that they will give us their productivity by using their own resources. Okay, so national vision of building Atmanirbhar Panchayats and highlighted own source revenue as a crucial pillar for achieving the goal. Emphasize that the ability of panchayats to generate and manage, so if the trainers will be trained. Okay, for example, like in our hometowns also, we observe that there are self-help groups, and self-help groups provide training to the women's living in the villages so that they can also earn their livelihood by different means, by knitting practices, by stitching practices, by different practices. So similarly, at the grassroots level, at the panchayat, the trainers are trained to have some techniques, have some potential, that the potential will be come out and they can use it for generating the resources. So emphasize that the ability of panchayat to generate and manage their own revenue is not just a fiscal concern, but also a reflection of their leadership, public credibility, and institutional maturity. So he also described the training of trainers as a platform for knowledge conversion into practice. Like you are having some knowledge. Now the time has come that you have to convert it into a practical format, right? He urged all participants to return to their respective states with implementable strategies that promote, so that they can use the strategies, they can use the practical knowledge through local innovations and community participation to generate the incomes, right? Acknowledge the significant contributions of IIM Ahmedabad in preparing. So, what is the role of IIM Ahmedabad here? So, IIM Ahmedabad plays a very crucial role during that training. It provided us a robust, research-backed and field-aligned training module that is for stronger involvement of states and field-level functionaries to take this agenda forward in mission mode. Okay. And apart from that, there was one more leader who emphasized or who addressed this meeting, and his name was Sri Sushil Kumar Lohani. Who is he? Is the additional secretary of Ministry of Panchayat Raj. Okay, so like Vivek Bhardwaj ji, he had highlighted one part and he addressed about the another part. That ministry's ongoing initiative strengthen. So there is a need. The ministry is working on strengthening the panchayat. So that's why we collab with the viral fever also. Na that there's a web series. Na what the name of the essay is the Panchayat. Okay, so I think in the news of April or May, we talk about the collaboration of Ministry of Panchayat Raj with the viral fever that has featured a series, that is a Panchayat series. Okay, so similarly, like we are taking it in a another level more. Like we know that the most of the public will watch that series that is featured online. Okay, so that's why Ministry of Panchayat has collab with the viral fever so that the message that there's a need of good governance at the grassroots level will reach to every household. Okay, so Shri Sushil Kumar Lohani, Additional Secretary of Ministry of Panchayat Raj, he elaborated and on the ministry's ongoing initiatives to strengthen panchayats through fiscal empowerment. He informed that model on source revenue rules framework is under formulation following a detailed review of relevant state level legislation. Okay. Additionally, so yeah, this is important. If you have a question, you will simply think that this is from the Ministry of Commerce and other, but digital tax collection portal, which is designed to be adapted to local context, is being developed to enhance ease of collection, accountability, and digital integration. So it is related with this. You should also mark this in your notebook. Shri Lohani noted that the training of trainers will serve as a foundation for cascading all source revenue capacity across the Panchayati Raj systems. Okay, and the curriculum is designed to foster. So this curriculum, this program of training of trainers, it is designed with that thought that it will help in fostering the practical application of the knowledge that the leaders are having who are the participants of this program, their behavioral insights and their collaborative depth. The program covers critical thematic area. So what are the important areas that will be covered under this training of trainers program? Foundation of on-source revenue, strategic approaches to enhance on-source revenue, behavioral science for better tax collection, utilization of on-source revenue for village development, behavioral science and innovative financing, exploring innovative project financing options, revenue forecasting and planning for sustainability, SWOT analysis for revenue growth, and project management for effective GPDP implementation. Okay, that is Gram Panchayat Development Programs or the projects implementations. Okay, so these were the main areas on which this training of trainers program will highlight. Is it clear to you? Yeah. Is there any doubt? Now we are moving further. So as I already told you so many times, because we discussed about this, and I also took a short related to this, that Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, that we want to develop our agriculture practices. So this Abhiyan held from 29th of May till 12th of June. During that particular Abhiyan, 20 states were visited. Okay, and like farmers involvement was near to 1.5 million or something, and uh, the ICR institutions participated there, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, all the Krishi Vigyan Kendras participated there, 20,000 villages participated there. Okay, and all the scientific measures were discussed, and the main aim of this Abhiyan was to transfer the scientific technologies and the scientific methodologies to the farmers so that they can adopt these technologies in their field to get the good results and the output in their agriculture field. Okay. So after the Abhiyan, still ministry is working on the outcomes of this Abhiyan. Okay, so that, see, recently it happened before the beginning of Kharif season. We want to use this protocol for our Rabi season also in the coming time. Okay, that's why ministry is working on finding the what kind of advantages we receive after having this Abhiyan. Okay, so let's talk about it. So Union Ministry for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and Rural Development, Shri Sivraj Singh Chauhan ji, chaired a high-level review meeting on the Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan at ICAR Pusa campus, New Delhi on 24th of June 2025. And the main aim of this meeting was to know about the outcomes, to discuss about the outcomes of Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan that held from 29th of May till 12th of June and deliberated on the strategic roadmap ahead. Okay, so over 2,170 nodal officers, both in person and virtually, they were presented during that Abhiyan. Okay, they presented their key findings, field experiences, and actionable insights from the campaign. And Sri Chauhan described the campaign as this is a historic moment. This after our independence, after our country got independent, this was a historic movement in the agriculture sector. And the main aim of this Abhiyan was to transfer the technology, transfer the scientific mean that we are using in our land to the farmers, in our lab to the farmers' land. Okay, which connected scientists with over 60,000 villages. Okay, the minister emphasized that the initiative would continue with renewed focus on income enhancement. So, yeah, he highlighted that after getting a successful result from this Abhiyan, he talked about that it will be continued further with renewed focus on income enhancement, that the incomes of the farmers will be enhanced, food security will be concerned, and positioning India as a global food basket. Okay. He stressed the development and integration of, okay, other than that, he also focused on the development and integration of bio-fortified crops, sustainable practices, and mechanization, along with focused efforts on soil health, coastal agriculture, and animal husbandry. Other than that, he also talk about the initiation of crop war. What is this? See, we are observing that in the recent years, we worked upon this that we want to become self-reliant in all the major cereal and the cash crops. Okay, so with this Abhiyan, with this Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, we are initiating a crop war. We are working on becoming like self-reliant in the major crops like pulses, oilseeds, soybean, cotton, and sugarcane. Okay, he also talked about the plans for crop and state-specific planning, research prioritization, strict regulation against substandard imports, and the formation of special teams to enforce compliance. Okay, he also mentioned that he want that agriculture of the country should be improved. He want that the farmer should be provided with the basic input, the good basic input. So wherever he feel like that the farmers are not getting the good input and the basic materials, he will like work on the law and the compliances for the strict regulations of all this. Okay. And there's a need, he also mentioned there's a need to strengthen this Krishi Vigyan Kendras, which are directly connected with the farmers, which are providing all the knowledge and the basic things to the farmers related to agriculture crops. So there's a need to strengthen them. Okay, and he also mentioned that now the time has like going on, the Rabi, our Kharif seasons are going on working well after having this. Now, when we will have our Rabi season, okay, so there will be a 2-day conference, day one for officials and day two for agriculture ministers to finalize the upcoming. So, as in the last class, we discussed about the MSP and other revised plans. So, similarly, during that meeting that held on 24th of June, they also discussed about the 2-day conference that they will have in the month of October 2025. That was also decided. Okay. And so that's all about these newses and the important points. Now moving further, okay, next is another news. So like we were working on a project that we want to become self-reliant or Atmanirbhar in the production of pulses or dal. Okay. So what our government is decided that we the all the 100% procurement of pulses will be 100% procurement of pulses, okay, so that the farmers will not fall into the trap of middleman, okay, and they will get the good prices or the reasonable prices for their crop that they had sown. Okay, so initially in the one session we talk about like the procurement of pulses from the UP, and now we are talking about the procurement of pulses from MP. Under which particular scheme? Under price support scheme, so that the farmers will get the good price for their agriculture crop, for their pulses production basically. Okay, this is important. See, pulses are in news. Moong, urad, masoor, arhar, they are in news. Please mention about this in your notebook. Okay. Union Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and Rural Development, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan, held a meeting in New Delhi and approved the procurement of this in UP under the price support system. And later on, there was a meeting held for the procurement of pulses in MP as well. Okay, and the major like nodal agencies that will work with the procurement of pulses are NAFED or NCCF, right? And apart from that, he also mentioned that approval has been granted for the procurement of buses in UP and the MP as well. And what is the aim for this procurement? What is the aim for this procurement under the price support system so that the farmers will receive the intended benefits? Okay. And he also emphasized that it is crucial for the procurement process to be carried out properly. Otherwise, the direct procurement from farmers will reduce the influence of middlemen and ensure that the actual benefit reaches the farmers. Otherwise, the middlemen will get the benefits. Na? So I think this is clear to you. Any doubt or anything you want to ask from this topic? Yeah. Please mention in the comment box or like if you are getting the points or you're having some doubt. See, under which mission it is important that it is under the price support system, which is a component under Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanrakshana Abhiyan. Okay, that if the farmers will, there's a need for the protection of farmers, otherwise they will fall in the trap of the middleman, and that's how they will get the less prices for the products. They will not get the minimum support prices, which should be 1.5 times the basic input the farmers has invested and the in sowing of any crop. And if the farmers will not get the intended benefit for the crops that they are sowing, what will happen the next time the farmers will work on the another crop? Now they will again switch to the major crops. What we want the crop diversification so that our all the basic nutrient requirements will be covered in the country itself. We don't fall in the trap of importing the products from any other country. Okay, that's why the government is taking all these initiatives so that the input of these pulses, input of these agriculture crop will not take place. We will become Atmanirbhar in the production of these pulses. Is it clear? Any doubt? Give me a thumbs up in the comment box, then only I'll move further. Do you have any doubt or query till this point? My voice is okay to everyone? See, aspirants, why you guys are not responding, huh? Okay, moving further, let's talk about the another important thing that is about Union Minister of Jal Shakti. Okay, Chinmay. Union Minister of Jal Shakti. Who is he? He is Shri C.R. Patil. He chairs 15th meeting of Empowered Task Force on Ganga Conservation. Okay, so we talk about the National Mission for Clean Ganga. We had discussed about it before also that we need to work upon it because Ganga is still a mean of livelihood for like most of the families who are residing to its nearby areas. Okay, they are and as well as Ganga is also a source of income for the fishermen and for other communities who are living near the water bodies. So there is a need to empower task force on Ganga conservation. Okay, so Union Jal Shakti Minister Shri C.R. Patil chaired the 15th meeting of the Empowered Task Force on Ganga Conservation, reaffirming the government's commitment to making the river cleaner. There's a need to clean the river and making it more sustainable. Otherwise, what will happen in the near time? It will the Ganga will have the sediments, depositions, and its water will be polluted. Like it will not be available for us for different purposes. Okay, so there's a need to have a empowered task force that will work on the conservation of Ganga, reaffirming the government's commitment to making the Ganga clean and more sustainable through an integrated, time-bound, and technology-driven approach. Okay, so during that meeting, Union Minister reviewed key activities and progress made by National Mission on Clean Ganga. And he also mentioned that, yeah, we are doing well. Like recently, the mission is at working at a good pace, and we are getting the good results out of this mission. Not every 10 projects were inaugurated or had foundation laid in Bihar during this period. Okay, so 10 projects were initiated during that time of Empowered Task Force. Now let's talk about it. Let's talk about the different projects and the different components of this ETF or this meeting. One is the enhanced effectiveness of financial management in National Mission for Clean Ganga. Obviously, see, whenever any project is launched, for example, there is a need for funds. If you will get the requisite fund while working on a project, so you will not think twice while working on the project. Okay, so there is an enhanced effectiveness of financial management in National Mission for Clean Ganga. Okay, Union Minister of Jal Shakti has apprised of significant improvements made in the area of financial management of National Mission for Clean Ganga. Significant reductions in pendency of utilization certificates. Okay, the utilization certificates which were pending, which were pending till now, he observed now the pending work is reduced significantly. Resolution of long pending taxation issues and effective implementation of Treasury single account system has led to marked improvements in financial. That means the financial administration of the mission is working well. The work was still that was not worked till now. Now they had started working upon. Further adoption of insurance surety bonds as a valid alternative to traditional bank guarantees for bid security, performance security, and mobilization advances would help in ease. So that will also help in removing or reducing the financial pressure on contractors, promote broader industry participation, and fast track project execution. Okay. Another one is sustaining river rejuvenation efforts. So during that Empower Task Force meeting, the another point that was discussed was about there's a need to have sustained river rejuvenation effort. Okay, so to address challenges posed by urban expansion and the emergence of new drains, National Mission for Clean Ganga has drafted two protocols. One to sustain zero untreated sewage discharge, like whatever the water the urban locations want to discharge in the river Ganga, that should be treated. Okay, we will not tolerate untreated sewage discharge into the river Ganga because we cannot afford the pollution or the contamination of the resource. Another for maintenance of IND structure. Okay. And the Union Minister welcomed this forward-looking initiative and directed that district Ganga committees will actively, they will look over it, like why, what kind of approaches district levels are taking. Are they considering the steps that are taken, or are they just ignoring the steps? Okay. Another was safety audit and evolution of STP. Okay, so that was also done, like whatever the objectives that we are taking on are they are taken up properly. So Union Minister emphasized the need for occupational safety audits of STPs and evolution by third party agency. Okay, why there is a need to have a third party involvement of third party during this auditing? Okay, because when the two parties who are concerned, if they will audit the problems by themselves, they will not mention the flows. They will not mention the negative things. So that's why there's an involvement of third party agency to access or to audit, like are the systems, are the projects working well or not? Okay, like all the steps that are taken, are they giving the good results or not, or are they just mentioning the things and not taking care of the things? Okay, so another one is River-a-thon 1.0. What is it? It's a national level hackathon organized in collaboration with Amity University, focusing on innovative data-driven solutions for river rejuvenation. This hackathon covers themes such as floodplain mapping, biodiversity, disaster management, environment monitoring using the LIDAR data. Okay, so these were some tasks and some important project that was discussed there. And after that, there's 8 ecological status and trend books. Trends books, what is released for the rivers Ram, Ganga, Gomati, Koshi, Damodar, Yamuna, Ghagra, Gandhak, and Son. Okay, developed in partnership with the Wildlife Institute of India, and these booklets provide what these booklets will have. These booklets will have all the relevant informations, ecological health trends of these 8 important rivers. Okay, and the meetings brought together key stockholders from various ministries and state governments, including Secretary, the Department of Water Resources, Ganga Rejuvenations and Developments, and all. Okay, so all these people become the part of this empowered task force meeting, and all the important points and the important things were discussed there. Okay, so that's all about today's session. That's all about today's current affair. Even though there's some other events that we missed in today's session, but these we will cover during our monthly compilation. Okay, nothing will be missed. Like I am having the notes of the remaining things also here, but I don't think it will be possible to cover it now. So I will cover it during our monthly compilation. Okay. So that's enough for today. We'll cover the remaining thing in our monthly compilation for this month and install the application of Olive Board to do the revision in a better manner, as well as connect with me on my Telegram. Okay. So bye bye for now. Take care. All the best. Very good evening, AKM. You are very, very late, huh? So that's all about today's session. We'll meet in the next class with the next topic. Okay. Bye bye.